guys, so today we're going to be taking a look at the new Wet n Wild MegaCushion foundation, and it's got SPF 15, it's from the drugstore, it's cruelty free. Let's dive into this review. The way they describe this cushion foundation is that it's liquid foundation in a cushion compact. I think that's a great way to describe it if you've never used any type of makeup cushion product, because it is literally what it says. It's liquid foundation in a cushion. It's meant to be luminous, lightweight, and buildable on the skin. You're meant to be able to just take the little cushion that's in here, press it onto your skin, double tap, they say, to build up the coverage and build it up to the coverage that you desire. Now, I will say with any type of cushion makeup product, it is going to be more of a light to maybe medium coverage. You're not going to get full coverage with this. You may, if you build it on and build it on and build it on with a brush, but I think that's more of a waste of a product like this, because with cushion products, you're not getting as much product in the first place. This one is 0.52 ounces of product. So you kind of, if you are going to just keep dipping and dipping and dipping back into the cushion, you're going to be going through the product a lot faster than if you just picked up a foundation that's meant to be more full coverage. This formula has a natural coconut derivative in here, but I will say that the product doesn't really smell like coconut. It's got SPF 15 like I mentioned, but it does not smell super strongly of SPF, which I really appreciate, because whenever there's a product with SPF in it, it can get real strong, beachy smelling too fast. This product is vegan, and I really love how they did the packaging on this cushion product. Wet n Wild has brought out cushion products before. I did a review on the cushion color correctors and the highlighter and contour. I actually have one of the highlights and one of the color correctors in front of me today, and I used them on my face when using this product, so I will show you that as we talk a bit more about application. But one of the issues I had with these tinier compacts that they did for the color correctors and the highlighters is that they're a twist off. So these ones are a twist, and then it did have a little tab here to be able to pull out this piece, but that broke off on almost all of the ones that I used after using them for a while. So you kind of have to like struggle to pull off this piece and then figure out where you're going to put it, and then put the cushions while you're working on your table and applying the product. So it's just kind of a pain, and they don't always close all the way very evenly. It kind of takes some working to really make sure it's nice and tight and closed, and you want to make sure that these products are closed tightly because you don't want them to spill or lose any of the product, have it dry up. So as we take a look inside this compact, I picked up the shade Light Ivory for reference, and you can tell that they stuck with that theme to have one of the little faces on here. It's just half a face, and it says MegaCushion Foundation, SPF 15. This one has a clasp that you pull up, and it's got a mirror, which is a huge plus to me. I love the fact that I could keep this in front of me and apply the foundation and just use the mirror, where these guys didn't have a mirror. You open it up, you have that, you have the cushion, which feels a little bit more sturdy than the other ones. It's definitely bigger, which is great because you're going to be applying it to a larger area. It has its little home right here, but instead of having to twist it off, you just lift it open. And this right here snaps sort of to the side. You have this nice strap here on the cushion to press in, keep it on your fingers when you're applying it to your face. So huge appreciation to Wet n Wild for making the changes with this cushion product that they really needed with these other cushion products. These are still good products, and they're a bit cheaper as well. These guys, the highlights and the color correctors, run for $5.99, where the liquid foundation cushion compact runs for $8.99. I picked mine up at Christmas Tree Shop, and they had a $1 off coupon with the display. So if you're at the store looking at these, make sure to see if there's a little coupon near it, because I was able to get $1 off when I picked this up. I think Light Ivory is a pretty good shade for me. I probably could have gone a little bit darker, but the reason I went with this shade in particular is because it says light neutral. And you will see on the boxes that they have different descriptors. I think the next one up said it was more warm toned and for light medium skin tone, so I thought this might be a better choice to go. The application with something like this is extremely easy. You can use the cushion that it comes with like I did when I applied it, or you can use your beauty sponge, or you can use a brush as well and just dip it right into the product. I found that you can build this up very easily. I kind of worked in sections and sort of pressed and rolled it onto my skin. I knew that was going to be a better way to apply it because I had used cushion products from Wet n Wild before, and it's just a lot easier to press it and pat it. Just kind of like they said on the website, double tap if you want to add more coverage. My skin looked really dewy and glowy. It worked well over the color correctors. I wanted to show you guys how it looked with these other cushion products to sort of get more of a cohesive look with these different products. So I tried on the green color corrector first on my skin after priming. You did see me applying my color corrector with a brush because I find that it just works better to get a more even slate with the color correcting. But I have used it with the cushion before as well, and it works just fine. I primed my skin with the Too Faced Hangover Primer because I'm so used to using that one and I know how my foundation sits over it. So I wanted to use a primer that I'm very consistent with and know how it affects my foundations. Now, when I first was applying this, I was blown away. It applies so beautifully, and it made my skin look dewy and healthy and glowing. It did look luminous. It does feel lightweight on the skin. It doesn't feel like you have a very heavy foundation on. Now, I will say that this foundation doesn't play well with powder. I used a powder that I've used a bunch of times on my channel before. I used the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow, and I always set my foundations with a powder so that they have a longer extended wear time, and just to kind of keep them from transferring onto my clothes or transferring off my face a lot easier. So I always set my foundations with a powder. So I used the L'Oreal powder, but once I put that over it, it just didn't look as good. It was patchy in certain places, and I haven't had that problem with this powder before. Now, it could just be that this product doesn't pair well with this powder. That could entirely be the problem, but I have used this over tons of other foundations and haven't had an issue. From far away, it doesn't look that bad. It actually looks pretty flawless on the skin, but I can notice that in areas around right here where I do have a little bit of trouble in dry skin anyway, and I have a bad feeling that it's going to break up on my chin, but I will be checking in with you guys later in the day when I'm about ready to go to bed and take this stuff off to see how it looks after a lot of hours of wear. So I will play around with this cushion foundation more and see if maybe it works better with different powders, but I'm a little curious to see if it just works better on its own. If you're not going to use a lot of powder, maybe a more translucent powder would work better over it. I'll keep playing with it, but I wanted to give you guys my sort of first impressions review. I'm not sure the shade range is super fantastic, but when it comes to, again, lightweight products that aren't going to be super heavy, you can sort of fluctuate between different shades. I could probably get away with wearing maybe a darker shade than this one, because this one really is like my actual skin tone. I'm very pale. But overall, I think it's pretty good for the price that you're paying for Wet n Wild. The coverage is actually a little bit more than what I was expecting to build it up to. I hope you guys enjoy this review. I will still be doing a check-in later, but I love finding stuff at the drugstore that works and can work for other people as well, because it is hard to find in your budget areas where you can extend onto makeup. So a little cushion product would be easy to travel with, easy to apply, do it really quickly and go. So hopefully this lasts pretty well on the skin, and I will be back and check in with you guys in a little bit. So this is my end of the day check-in as promised. It is about 10:30 at night. I've had this on for about 5 hours because I finished filming around 5:30, so this is what the foundation looks like. It has worn off quite a bit around my nose. I have been blowing my nose, but I noticed that it was starting to break up before that. It's still looking pretty dry and patchy in between my eyebrows, but the product is still there. It hasn't faded away, so I think it still looks pretty much the same. Around my chin, I was a little bit nervous about that fading away, and it has a little bit, but not too crazy. It has been 5 hours, and I'm pretty impressed with how this has stayed. It has started to collect itself around the corners of my nose. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this review was helpful to you if you were checking out this foundation. As always, please remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye everyone.